simple terms,
Yeah.
what my thought was in a normal or a simple lending process, somebody buys a property for $50,000. It needs $50,000 worth of work. So I lend them $50,000, and their attempt to fix it, flip it, and then pay me back. You know, I lend them $50,000.
Right.
A year later, they pay me back the interest and the points, and I didn't have to do anything.
Right.
What you're talking
Perfect.
about all seems way more complicated, way more hands-on.
So that's a great question. Thanks for bringing me back there. The answer is a network. Okay. Being involved in a network that has both, that has people out there that want to borrow loans and people out there that are involved in transactions in which there is a foreclosure occurring. Okay. Those are on the foreclosure side of it. That's the best way. If you're in a meetup situation,
yes.
Do you ever do those things? Okay. So what I'm telling you is when you are in those situations, it's as easy as saying, hey, by the way, I have hard money to be able to loan here. Send me any deals that you have. I usually like to go 60 or 70% loan to value, and this is the amount of money that I charge.
So with that, you're more concerned on the loan to value than you are with the after repair value.
Well, I'm worried about both.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're saying, what is the LTV? I want what is the real value today. Okay. That could be land or houses or whatever it is, but what is it worth right now? Because I don't want it subject to you doing something. I want it right now. Now, let's say that it's a building line of credit or something, and they're going to be doing repairs. Now we have to make sure, okay, what's it going to be worth after they do it? Hopefully, both are good and that it reduces risk. That, if you're going, okay, I'm loan you 60 and that's on today's value of 100, I'll also make, maybe it's 80, 60 now, $20,000 in additional funding for the repairs of the property if it's a rehab or something like that. Okay, but there's just some bumpers that we set on that, some guidelines and guide rails that you want to put on there so that you make sure, that money's going into it and it's improving value. Okay?
Right, because if you, in that situation, if you do end up as the accidental owner, they default, then you would still need to get it up to where it's sellable. So you want to reach that estimate or ideal ARV to then offload it and get your money back.
Right.
You don't want to end up in a situation where you got a house half finished.
Right.
You're still owed, $20,000 under what you could sell it for.
Right. Unless you want to do rehabs.
Right.
Right. And if you're a rehabber and you have a lender's hat on and you go in there and you say, okay, I'll let these guys do it, but I know how to jump in there because ultimately I'd like to do fixes and flips. Right? I'd like to do rehabs. I want to add that to my portfolio of property. That's okay. But understanding where you're at and being able to make that loan to them with those sufficient loan to values is hugely important. And so you could do that. But essentially these meetups is, I got money available. So it's about evaluating the type of transaction. And I'd say if we could probably sum everything up that we're talking about today, when we boil it down, I wanted you to understand and have some of that instruction today. But essentially it's going to be, what opportunities are you looking for? And it's going to be, hey, if anybody knows of anybody or any loans out there that are currently in foreclosure, I buy bad loans. And also, I have money available for rehabs or flips or investment. I think it's important that you might tell them it needs to be for investment purposes. But you can purchase property or purchase mortgage notes or contracts that are owner occupied. You just can't originate that mortgage. Okay. But if someone else had a contract, you can buy that contract for a big discount and make all the money you want to, all the interest income that you want to. That's a big business out there that people buy contracts and payment streams lottery winning. You ever heard that annoying J.G. Wentworth commercial on where he's an opera singer or something in the bus, and you know, can't remember. You know what I'm talking about? So that he's on the bus and says, if you are collecting payments and you need cash now,
call
J. You know, well, that's what they're lottery winnings, judgments, lawsuits, mortgage notes. They buy all of those, and they're large companies that buy these things up. But there's also individuals that buy them up. And a person can make a terrific living looking at those transactions and solving the problems that other investors are trying to put together. Oh, I need to get this deal put together, and I'm not sure how to do it. And you kind of go, oh, yeah, this is how we could structure it. I'll loan you the money in this position and put it on there. And, you know, you do what you say you're going to do. You'll sell it and make money. That's your that's your side of it. That's their problem. But you can select out the piece that you want to be of. I'll do it for X amount of dollars in appreciation, and I charge this much on my interest that I'm going to hold with a mortgage note.